So the topic for this lecture is accounting for early retirements. In this first case, we're going to start with full retirements of bonds. Retirement of a bond is when you pay the bond off prior to maturity. So similar to sale of a long-term asset, you're going to end up recognizing a gain or loss. What's a little different with a sale of an asset, you receive cash. Here you have to pay cash to settle the obligation. So you're going to credit cash to settle an obligation. We're going to deal with a bond retirement, not a refunding. So sometimes bonds are retired to issue new bonds. Here we're just going to retire the bond. So with a long-term sale of property, plant, and equipment, you had to depreciate up to the date of sale. Similar treatment here with a bond. You have to fully amortize the premium or discount and recognize interest expense up to the date of sale, or settlement, I should say, not sale. And then you're going to write off all the associated accounts. The bond payable has to be debited. If there's a discount, it has to be credited. If there's a premium, it has to be debited. If there are unamortized bond issue costs, some problems will and some problems won't have those, that will have to be credited. All right, so if you're retiring the obligation, none of the accounts associated with the bond should remain, and you will have to recognize a gain or a loss. So in this case, Giarmatino issues the 3-year bond with a 10% coupon rate at 8%. And they're going to repurchase the entire bond issuance and retire it. And they're going to go on the open market, and it's trading for 95. So where does this cash come from? The market price is a percentage, the market quote, and we're going to buy the full $100,000 in face value. So you take the quote times the face value that you're repurchasing, and that's where the $95,000 comes from. When you're assembling these problems, there are going to be most of the journal entry is going to be stuff that's really easy to calculate. So the bond price is pretty easy to calculate. Your bonds payable, you're always going to debit the face value. So the whole trick is you're going to debit a premium. If you had a discount, you'd be crediting it. But the whole real trick is getting this amount correct. Because if you get this amount correct, if you get the debit to premium or credit to discount correct, then you'll end up plugging the gain or loss. If it's a credit, it's a gain. Gains, remember your normal entries. Gains and revenues are credits. Losses and expenses are debits. Okay, so where do we get this premium from? This is 1-1 on FY1. Oh, that's incorrect. They're selling on 1-1 FY2. Go up to our schedule. 1-1 FY2. The premium balance. Rid of some of this junk around here now. Okay. So the premium balance on that day is $36.30. So in this problem, we didn't have to recalculate it. We're using the same information. So 100,000. The carrying value. Now let me restart this. Put a column up here. Scrunch it in. 100,000 is the face value. Add a premium or less a discount. 3630. That's 103,630. This is the carrying value. Less the price to retire, and that gives you 8630, which is gain, or if it would have been less, a loss. So this one is a gain. So here is, you'll see this is a column calculation in your textbook, and that's a great way to do it. Also, if you're more comfortable with the journal entry, you can just plug it here and let the journal entry do the work too. Okay, so that's retirement this is retirement of an entire bond issuance. The next problem we're going to do is going to be partial retirement.